Hello everyone, welcome to Darkest Dungeon. So, I've been playing some Butchers Circus and
What the dog doing?
Get over here!
it's pretty good. Well, there are a few skills that are rather annoying. Hound's Harry, Festering Vapors, Bellow, Yawp, all of Plague Doctor's skills. All of these things, while annoying, are far from being overly broken, if for no other reason than because the characters they're attached to are mostly balanced themselves. There is, however, one character who takes the cake for being the most ridiculous, unbalanced, atrocious, obnoxious, annoying, insufferable, aggravating, troublesome, frustrating, exasperating, galling? Okay. Character in the game. You want to know who it is?
Who's that Pokemon?
That's right, guys. It's Leper. I mean, can you see this? This broken. Like, how is it okay that I can do this? This shouldn't. I should. Why? It's Flagellant. Like, objectively, there's no doubt he's the most broken character in the game. That's not to say he's completely unkillable. While PvP isn't Red Hook's forte, they're not nearly as bad as some people. To be honest, it's more just how annoying Flagellant can be that's the worst part about him. There are some fun and interesting ways to play him, but nobody ever does that and always just plays him in the most insupportable way possible. How? Simple. His whole shtick is that he's not strong normally, but becomes noticeably stronger at low HP, gaining a crit and damage buff alongside access to Exsanguinate and Redeem, and even stronger at Death's Door, being granted buffs instead of debuffs at Death's Door, no Death's Door recovery debuffs, a base death blow resist of 80%, and heals the rest of the party for 10% of their max HP every time he gets hit to Death's Door. These are all effects that he has in the base game, and are perfectly fine there, as the risk of permadeath is a genuine factor. You know where permadeath isn't a genuine factor? The Butchers Circus! These things in and of themselves are problematic enough, but in addition to his aforementioned low HP skills, Exsanguinate and Redeem, he is, at best, unendurable? Exsanguinate and Redeem work as follows. Exsanguinate can only be used when Flagellant is below 40% of his max HP, deals decent damage, causes bleed on the target, and heals Flagellant for 35% of his max health. Redeem is the same as Exsanguinate, except instead of hitting an enemy, it heals an ally for 33% of their max HP. Now, I know these stats look rough, and they are, but to Red Hook's credit, they're not completely without risk. All of these effects have some form of repercussion to keep him reined in, but anyone who's fought Flagellant knows they make him bearable, but by no means fun. Thankfully though, this is the end of my complaints with Flagellant, as the rest of the mechanics in relation to him are perfectly balanced and perfectly What was that? Why did he do that? Oh, that's right, I get to talk about trinkets now. So, Flagellant has some pretty problematic trinkets. The trinkets that are good on him include, but are not limited to, Ankh of Life, Bloodstained Gamerson, Brass Bugle, Carnival Mask, Crimson Hook, Exotic Snuff, Pitfighter's Helm, Silver Syringe, Crown of Thorns, Last Breath Collar, Madman's Collar, and Spike Bat. Now, these are just the trinkets that are good on him. Being that he's already overtuned on his own, giving him any additional stats, as trinkets tend to do, make him insane. These, however, are only the trinkets that are good on him. If you truly want to be all buddy-buddy with the devil, you can run Crushed Hemlock. Now, Crushed Hemlock looks unassuming, innocent, inoffensive, even. This is a lie. Look, I understand that, objectively, the other trinket I have yet to talk about is worse, and trust me, we'll get to that one. But Crushed Hemlock is so agonizing on such a visceral level that I just can't help but hate it more. Here's the thing. Crushed Hemlock is only balanced at all because it only triggers on melee attacks, and most cleaves are ranged and not melee. And the few that are melee usually only hit ranks 1 and 2 and don't have any additional effects. Reign of Sorrows, on the other hand, hits ranks 3 and 4, bleeds, stresses, and God forbid you hit him twice, probably crits as well. Now, you may be wondering, why are you complaining about Crushed Hemlock and not Crimson Hook? Crimson Hook is also kind of annoying. Look, Crimson Hook is fuel to the fire. Crushed Hemlock is salt in the wound. Crimson Hook users understand that they're being annoying, but are already using Flagellant, so they might as well. Crushed Hemlock users understand that Flagellant is annoying, but they have decided that they're going to make it worse. And I mean a lot worse, but not quite as bad as... Where are you going? I'm not...
Hey guys, Microsoft ignored keeps ignoring my emails about being able to get the monetize, and they are ignoring me. I don't have an ad, but what I do have is an awesome game that I made on Fortnite Creative, which sounds stupid because it is, but I like to think that it's kind of fun. So hop on with your friends, have a good time, go in the Discord and complain if there's something you don't like. Also, I stream on Friday and also Saturday. On Friday, I just play just whatever. But on Saturday, I play more Darkest Dungeon with mods, and I have a lot of them. At least 4. So that's cool. Anyway, we'll get back.
You're back. Alright, where was I? Yes. Flagellant's worst trinket, by far, is Gauntlet of Absolution. Gauntlet of Absolution increases the potency of Flagellant's healing skills by 33%, gives him plus 10 protection, and stress heals him for 10 whenever he receives any hit. Now, what are the negative stats on this trinket?
That's a good question.
The negative stats are none. It has no negative stats. None. At all. It literally... You don't get it, do you? Look, Redeem heals for 33% of any ally's max health. The lowest max health in the game is 29, and the highest is 48, which means Redeem heals for anywhere between 10 to 16. Increasing these values by 33%, an effect gained by Gauntlet of Mouth Breathers, increases this number to 13 to 21. 10% protection means that Flagellant can survive noticeably longer and can keep him from getting a Death's Door check in certain occasions. And finally, minus 10 stress on receiving damage. Do I even have to explain this one? Being rewarded for taking damage is already something Flagellant can barely justify. Being actively encouraged to take damage is downright ridiculous. It's especially problematic on account of the fact that one of Flagellant's main counters is stress. Particularly, skills like Flash Powder, Yaw, Bellow, and Weakening Curse are incredibly good at causing high stress on Flagellant without dealing high enough damage to allow him to use Exsanguinate or Redeem. However, even if a skill doesn't deal damage, it still triggers the stress heal. Let's take Weakening Curse for example. If you crit with Weakening Curse, you cause 40 stress instantly, but 25% of that is immediately removed by this trinket alone. Look, any one of these problems would be annoying but bearable. All of these problems together makes Flagellant a character that, while killable, is still one of the most annoying and infuriating characters in the game. Now, some of you may disagree, and that's fine. You may find other characters more annoying, but realistically, Flagellant's kind of the meta. You can play other characters if you want, but Flagellant's almost always the best one. And that's good and all, but how do we fix it? Honestly, I don't know. And while I probably could come up with a solution that's, at least in theory, good, this video is long enough, and I don't know if y'all would even be interested in that. If you would be, then tell me in the comments. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna end it here. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe. I know it's pretty cringe when YouTubers say that, but there is a reason. It genuinely helps people remember. I've heard multiple people say that it actually does help. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it because it's cringe. But yeah, remember to tell me if you think I should do a video on how Flagellant could be fixed. But I believe that's all. So, outro, I guess.